Hi, everyone. My name is Devorah Blumenson. But I added Sonnenthrahl to my name. Many people in my profession know me as Sonnenthrahl. I always like to share a fun fact that no one knows about me. Remember my first vlog last week? I talked about why I'm not an artist. Many people don't know this fun fact I'm about to share with you. Typically, when you see people use the sign museum, I wonder how many of you know who invented that sign. It was me. Surprised? I'm thrilled people use that. Now, let's move on. Enough about me. I want to introduce a great artist. She's very dear to my heart. Her name is Ellen Mansfield. Welcome, Ellen.
Hello, thank you. You are very dear to my heart as well.
Oh, thank you. Are you ready for the interview? For your first question? Okay, let's go ahead. What is your background? Where were you born? What school did you attend? Share with us your background.
Yes. Fun fact. My generation is baby boomers. Boom means to explode. Many women were rapidly giving birth after World War II in New York. In Manhattan, New York. I was born at the Beth Israel Hospital. I think it was on 14th Street, somewhere in Lower Manhattan. A funny story I'd like to tell you. My mother was pregnant with me. When she started experiencing contractions during rush hour, she had to call for a yellow taxi cab. You know, back in the day, it was a rounder shape with black and white stripes on its side. She got into the cab and they rushed to the hospital. They were coming from North Manhattan on 125th Street near Harlem. They got out of the LaSalle Street and traveled all the way down Lower Manhattan. I was born at 7:22 p.m. on a Friday.
Wow.
On Shabbat sundown.
Interesting.
Yes, fun fact.
Yes, very interesting. You are 100% Jewish.
Haha, yes. I have a birth certificate. David a star. Wait, I have it backwards. I must practice telling myself that it is Star of David.
Star of David, yes.
I have that plastered on my birth certificate.
Oh, what school did you go to?
I went to Lexington School. I attended there.
You grew up attending Lexington School?
Lexington. I grew up there. but did not graduate there. I graduated from a public school.
Oh.
At that time, there was no ADA for deaf children. I graduated in New Jersey near the George Washington Bridge. My parents were able to commute to work from there.
Thank you. Okay. Did you have a bat mitzvah? Did you learn Hebrew? Jewish ASL sign?
No, we are Reformed Jews. What was interesting, it's because we grew up with a second home. The area was called Golden's Bridge, New York. In Westchester County, it had a strong Jewish colony there. Every summer when I was growing up, there was a day camp, and every Friday there was an Israeli dance. I have good memories. We went swimming in the lake. Lots of artists there and politics. It was all hearing community.
Okay, thank you.
I like to learn, hopefully. I would learn Israeli Sign Language and Hebrew. My grandparents knew Yiddish, not Hebrew.
Same. Okay. Why did you become an artist?
Well, I have studied art since I was a child. I was very young, and my parents always believed in the arts. So I studied art with locals like painters and teachers. Also, my parents sent me to Greenwich Village Children's Society in New York. The director of that organization was a friend of my family. Even when I was in high school and college, I was still studying art with him. While I attended the School of Visual Arts, SVA, I graduated with a BFA degree. My major was in illustrations. I liked it and I loved fine arts. I enjoyed painting and ceramics, but I did not major in that. I enjoy those things.
Okay. What's your favorite medium or material you use in your artwork?
I've always continued creating things with my hands. And I never stopped. Right now, I'm focused on painting and clay.
Interesting. Finally, next question is interesting. How do you define yourself as an artist? Do you consider yourself simply an artist? Or do you define yourself as a Jewish artist? Or a deaf artist? Or both? Like Devorah, you know what that is. It means deaf visual art pieces. Or did you have any other labels in mind?
Good question. That is relevant to who influenced me. How do I define myself? I express my personal experiences in my art. So therefore, I have a genre. It is Devorah. I'm so thrilled there is a genre for my art, even though it has a funny name. But I'm thrilled to have it. It's deaf art. But also my personal experience. I incorporate sociopolitical. I must practice the spelling. It's social political. It's the history of what? Religion. So I can be identified as a deaf and Jewish combined. I don't know if it's okay, but I identify as JDC.
Beautiful.
And the political history of survival, oppression, society, um, motifs and symbolism included in my works. That is considered Devorah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Who is your biggest influence? Did anyone influence your artwork and influenced who you are?
That was already described when I talked about the label and the influence of my art. That was a personal experience and socio-political that occurs many times.
To no person?
What I saw influenced me to create the artwork.
Great. It didn't depend on a person or individual? No. Okay, great. Thank you.
I respect all artists. I love it. I can't live without art museums. I go in to see the artist's stories. All of them influenced me.
All of them influenced you.
Wait, influence or inspired me.
Ah, gotcha.
Relating to my own experience.
Beautiful, Ellen. Can you show us some artwork? I can see some behind you. Can you explain the artwork?
Sure. I have so many artworks. Thousands and thousands of artworks. So I try to minimize and limit what I have. I'll pick one Devorah piece that's personal to me. Okay, the motif is fish. It's my favorite. I'm not sure you know about the fish. In Russia, they are strong about fish. It symbolizes deaf people because it is silent in the water. I put myself in it. I need to show you a book called Life, Sound, and Hearing. The last chapter talked about Lexington School, where they took pictures of the children. So I was one of the model children, and I was learning speech. So I used that photo and changed myself into a fish. The speech teacher was changed into an elephant. That represented A.G. Bell. It was the big elephant in the room where teachers saw no problem in teaching speech. Mirror. This is a record player.
Fantastic. I love it. I never saw that one before. Yes.
Would you like to show the real picture from the book?
Yes. Interesting. That's interesting.
They have many books with this series about different subjects like planets, oceans, among other things. This one is about sound and hearing. You could be ready for the next question. I'll bookmark it. Analyzing. Are you recording?
Yes.
This is clay art. This is how I am supposed to live without ASL. I think of it as poetry with the meaning behind it. That I can live without sun. I mean ASL. It's like the sun feeds nature's flowers. The flowers can't live without the sun. So I incorporated ASL and the sun. The mirror is a good reflection of a beautiful deaf person. And it's a good tool to look back on how you don't need to depend on your hearing aids.
Oh, wow. Yes, I can see what you mean. Yes, yes, yes. Bring it up more. It's exactly how you described it.
Yes, you saw the tiles? It's interesting because I made 4 in circles. Think about geometry and color. Oh, it looks like it came out of the sun. Now I'm going to show you Jewish deaf art. It's a painting. I would like to show you another one downstairs.
Yes. Oh, yes. No, Ellen. It's beautiful.
It's a Hamza. Let me explain more. You see the honeybee? You know, honey and apples. The wings are apple slices.
Oh, yes.
Do you know about the holiday?
Yes,
Do you know what
yes.
holiday this is? Important for apples and honey.
Rosh Hashanah.
Yes.
Oh, this is such a good idea.
You see the dandelions here? It's from the famous poem about the impossibility of eliminating deaf people from Deaf People by Clayton Valley. Clayton Valley.
Yes, he's a deaf poet.
See the apples and fish for the Jewish symbols for fertility? It's interesting.
Right.
I love fish motifs for deaf identity.
Ellen, you did a fantastic job. Wow, I've learned one or two things from you.
Yay!
Thank you so much for your time and your willingness to share your artwork with us. Bless you, Ellen. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.